killing some of those neutral creeps. Getting a bit of gold experience for himself. They're actually going to try and get in here. They do have the Rolling Thunder coming up for Saberlight, and he will get a nice bounce into the Gyrocopter. Now he's low enough he could take some physical damage and possibly die. If Saberlight's not careful, sure enough, that's exactly what happens. Overestimates just how much HP he had there. Era not going to be caught by that ult from the Gyrocopter, and Supreme will at least be able to turn this bit of a wonky fight back around to the favor of Ninjas in Pajamas.
Funny enough, I think
used it early on in lane to protect against the Fire Spirits. Roll in, Saberlight actually canceling it last second there. Now re-threatening it on Toby. Toby does manage to hit the crush before he gets it out, but Toby being so heavily slowed down, going to be bumped, actually hits the Ember Spirit as well. Back onto Toby again, that Dispel from this Purge Creep has been doing so much work, and it happened there as I believe he dispelled away the sprint. They're trying to go onto Saberlight now, boom. Is going to lead with the Gyrocopter to try and catch some of these heroes who've been diving in so deep. Saberlight jukes to the left-hand side away from the Gyrocopter. That disarm may have just saved him here. Boom. Does manage to hit the tiny and spot Saberlight as well. So he may be able to get a secondary kill here if he has another round of Remnants coming up soon.
The damage.
Yeah, it feels like they may not have just like one single core that's really, really strong, but they've got all three of their cores going to scale nicely. Aramis, he's going to try and force them to commit the Sonic Wave in order to get this one of the only heroes they see, but at the same time, the Queen of Pain has actually now shown herself. Oh no, actually, that's an Industry. Is showing herself because of the Sentry. They're going to actually try and go on a Shad here. Shad does manage to get off his ultimate before the Rolling Thunder comes in. Charlie time walking into all of this nonsense, but they will quickly deal with Celery, and it looks like Shad is going to be pressured enough with the help of Saberlight. Supreme comes in and cleans up that kill. Now they're going to turn on to Toby with Bash coming out from Charlie. He's not threatened by this Slaughter Dart one bit. He's got to get away from Boom, though. Still represents a lot of damage, especially with the relocate coming in from Celery. He's going to rejoin this fight. Bash up. They should be able to bring down Saberlight. Oh, he managed to get the other side there, but he burns out from the Fire Spirits. Aramis, who's chasing Era, manages to survive through that combination. Chase down underneath the tier 1 tower. Boom. With all that movement speed, thanks to the haste, is going to be able to get this kill in the support. But what about the cores? Supreme, he's okay for now. He's really man-fighting this one, and Charlie comes in. He managed to hit one bash. Boom. Limp it away. Still has some remnants to go, but the relocate out. And it's the save from Celery, using that buyback for a hefty amount of good in killing maybe the Panko, but he didn't actually get the big cores.
Wisp is coming back.
And they're going to come back with the Sonic Wave. They're already taken out Aramis. That takes away that one of his tether points that he was looking for there. He'd actually already tethered to the Phoenix. So as a result of killing Aramis, they managed to get the kill on Celery as well.
Pretty okay with that. I think this all really goes back to just the fact that Chrono was down. You know, Saberlight?
Got another swashbuckle, but can he get off the Rolling Thunder afterwards, or is the Bash going to come in? No, he doesn't get hit in time. Toby is now going to be chain stunned up. They're looking for the toss back. He managed to work his way through that tight little passageway in order to land on the Slaughter again. Now, Boom has his remnant up, but immediately gets disarmed. Chased down by Supreme. The double slows make sure he's not going anywhere. Even if he had a remnant, he wouldn't be able to make it go very far with those. The early medallion to allow them to take Roshan and then all that team fight potential. But they just rolled up, took Roshan, 5-mana to a tier 2, and now they're hitting a tier 3, which is going to force Viking GG back.
Oh, they're going in.
They're actually going to get the initiation.
Wow. Are you serious?
Dude, Ninjas in Pajamas, they're not messing around right now. They're saying, Viking GG, this is not going to be a long game.
What a call, man. Whoever made that call is a god.
That was a sick, nasty initiation, but really good follow-up as well. That was just straight-up teamwork. Era finds the initiation and does it again. A secondary time on a Toby. Unfortunately, that just leads into a crush. That was a little awkward, but still, a relocate back means there's no save for the Gyrocopter just yet. Celery's going to come in. Aramis does manage to get off the Supernova. They're not sure how much they really want to dive into that area. They have to back away from the Supernova explosion. Can't commit for the Gyrocopter. Still, though, that's going to be a ranged Rax, at least for now. Viking GG. Range Rax this early doesn't feel great, but they should be more concerned about the overall fight because the Orchid coming out, Rolling Thunder on through. They still have a bit of tick damage on a Toby, but it's not quite enough to kill him. And Saberlight being very disruptive right now thanks to that Rolling Thunder, but it looks like he's going to be caught. Yule Scepter up in the air. He will manage to get a swashbuckle away to the side. Viking GG pressing forward. There's still a lot of healthy cores here, though, between Charlie and Supreme. They don't have a Chronosphere or anything like that, but they seem damn near fearless in being willing to take this fight up into the base, up into a high ground like this.
Supreme's
Chains
in.
up. Oh, Supreme. He does have the Aegis. And with this secondary life, oh, Toby actually blinked right into the avalanche there from Era. That's a bit unfortunate. That was a good opportunity for initiation, but he's got a secondary follow-up. This time, he's going to catch Charlie and Era stunned up together. Looks like Era goes for the toss back onto the Ember Spirit, trying to keep its distance, but it's not good enough. Sleight of Fist does manage to get that kill. Aramis now going to see the opportunity. They've finally broken Ninja's Pajamas, and they're going for the deep dives. They're going to be able to slow down some of these heroes as they clean them up. It's going to be Saberlight left behind with the two supports. They're the good. Toby, he's going to be found around the outpost.
Dude, that is one of the most...
This is Void. Ninja's Pajamas. You can see the style that they brought to this one. Now, this is going to be a Chronosphere where he can quickly deal with the support, and with the follow-up coming in from his supports, he might just be able to deal with Chad as well. Chad going to be stuck here. Can Boom bail him out? Not really. There's nothing to stop this BKB Charlie as he pushes forward on the Faceless Void. They do have the Remnant over to the side. They can still kind of catch up, though. He throws a second Remnant away. Unfortunately for Ninja's Pajamas, the creep wave's a little bit too far back.
Them in with the Chen and so what is it? 25% now? The Shiva?
Yeah,
it's something like that. That might be enough, even a small number.
Era does manage to catch Aramis here. They follow up with the Orca, but they need a little bit more nukes, and that's where the Sonic Wave comes into play. There's going to be no Supernova until the buyback, actually. Gyrocopter throwing out his ultimate. Saberlight's going to go for the chain stunning onto this Slardar. He should just be dead straight up from this. They're actually going to make sure that the IO can't really bail him out. Saberlight making that next level play to find these backline heroes, but Chad, his BKB's running a little bit low. They're going to go for the Supernova now, but he's surrounded by Ninja's Pajamas heroes. That's a dieback for the Phoenix, and it could be worse as more heroes are coming in. They still haven't used their Chronosphere. They're going to pop in now to be able to catch the IO with the Gyrocopter together, and if they kill Shat and they kill Celery again, that's going to be potentially another dieback. Same goes with Toby, who's right in the midst of this, going for that Faceless Void, but he doesn't really have the attack speed to keep this up, especially with the disarms there from Saberlight. Not going to be getting those chain bashing. That's going to be a rampage for Supreme. Ninja's Pajamas just taking over this game now as they're going to continue this fight. It doesn't stop. They've got the Orchid on the Ember Spirit. He's came down from the Yule Scepter, so he's dead again. A double rampage for Supreme, and let's make it a triple. Let's make it a quadruple. They can still catch up to Shad as well as Celery if they want to. One more buyback. Boom says, surely this is going to be enough. 8 heroes wasn't enough. Maybe 9 will be. He's burning them down, but Charlie, he managed to get the time walk away. He's teeping up on a Yule Scepter. Managed to stop him. Saberlight in the top right looks like he's going to be run down by Shad. We're going to focus on the Void for now because he at least has a chance of survival, I think.
Okay.
But he gets chained up, relocate in to finish him off, and finally, Viking GG to mission, because you know Viking GG have no buybacks. Air's going to start the fight, die, respawn, come back.
They're going for it.
Okay. I mean, surely Ninja's Pajamas, there's no way you let them just sneak this in, right?
No way. Come on.
My goodness.
No way.
I feel like they had such an advantage to be able to throw, but I guess with no Chronosphere, maybe they're a bit skittish to be able to take this fight. They're going to go in now, catching Aramis once again before he can go for the dive away with the Sonic Wave. The roll in from Saberlight. They don't manage to stop it. Shad picks up the Aegis just in time, and they can still fight this out, but Charlie's still putting in some good damage, trying to finish up Toby. He gets off the cheese in time, but he's so damn slow from the time dilation and into the arrow combination as well. The supporting cast is gone from Viking GG, and it's pretty much up to Shad, but he's surrounded by so many heroes that he just can't get out of here. He's going to lose his first life, and very likely the second life will be just as bad as the first. Unless Doom can come in and do something crazy. It's a 2 versus 4, and they're throwing everything they had to be able to win it, but they know it's over. It's done and dusted. That is game 1. Ninja's Pajamas will take it in emphatic fashion, man. That was a very fun game to watch, even if it was a little short.
That call to dive the high ground at like 18, 19 minutes, that is something that would literally not happen in Tier 2 Dota. He's surprisingly decent at laning.
Yeah.
It's like this old narrative that like, Alchemist is bad at laning. Oh,
Charge on in. Boom got a little bit low, and Supreme thought to himself, maybe I can get him, but he falls into the trap, the Spirit Breaker trap.
They're fairly safe. They're hard to kill.
Long jump in onto Supreme, but Era has been baiting this out the entire time. Positions himself to get the toss. They do manage to hit the LSA. That'll lead into the Laguna Blade for the kill. They're there, trying to guard the Power Runes once again. Storm Sphere trying to gun for Supreme, but again, he's caught by an avalanche, and this is going to be chain stun. Toss, Inkswell, I can't understand what. And as a result of Storm Spirit dying twice like that, didn't have a TP, okay, let's pressure this mid tower. It's pretty easy to go for. Aramis tries to go for the deny, but really just positions himself where maybe he's going to be caught as Era finally takes his opportunity to be able to jump forward. Charlie, who still has that Chronosphere, is finally going to let it go to get the kill on both supports. Long teleport in. They're going to set up for the 10-minute bounty runes. They think we're hoping for like maybe being able to kill the Phoenix on top of the bounty runes.
That Lacoste was talking about.
Ah, I see. What things were those? Shad? I don't think they can really burst him, but Supreme's coming in. And if Supreme is here, he can output the damage that will manage to get the kill on the Alchemist. But they've already thrown everything they have to be able to kill that Alchemist. So now Viking GG are kind of free to just run down whatever heroes they can catch. First is going to be Lina. Now it's going to be Era as well. As they pop the Supernova to make sure there was no turnaround opportunity. Misha.
Oh, so close.
Overpowered, then it's going to be abused pretty quickly. Aramis, a short charge just to be able to get away from Charlie for a moment here, but he cancels it. And now he's going to be run down, no support incoming. If he could somehow keep himself alive for 4 seconds, he could charge out again, but time dilation actually.
I hate to keep being the guy that's looking at the people that are dying and being like, oh, what a play, but oh, Supreme.
Dual Scepter, that is a surprise to Boom. It's a fresh pickup that will catch him off guard and get him killed. Charge coming in from Aramis. Pops his aura a bit early here just for the extra speed boost to get there a bit faster before Saberlight can get back to his tier 2. Sunray's gonna burn him out. Toby gets the kill. Long jump from Boom. That'll catch a second kill here for Viking GG, and things getting a little weird now. I felt like Ninjas Pajamas were getting some decent kills, but now they're kind of just running in and getting picked off one by one. Doesn't pop his BKB before the Chronosphere goes on him.
Yeah.
Because if he does, then you just won't have the damage.
Right.
Meteor Hammer from the trees. Now he does manage to get out the Rolling Thunder. He pops the Supernova in return. He gets out of the Rolling Thunder and manages to bring down the egg just in time. So the egg goes down, but so too does Saberlight. Sounds up onto the Spirit Breaker, trying to make his way through the trees right now, but slowed down by the Stroke of Fate and the time dilation. And will eventually die here, assuming that he can juke it out. Maybe he can charge away. The charge is up. He's out. Do they have any ranged attacks? Oh, he canceled it to be able to sneak on by. He knew he was going to get hit by some sort of nuke. Dipped back into the trees and TP's out. That was...
He really utilized that to the fullest.
Oh, and a regen rune picked up right as they smoke and go for a gank here, and they're going to be able to catch Lina right away. The Soul Bind onto 2, though, with the Rolling Thunder on through. If he stops this damage, then Supreme can turn around, get off the LSA, and completely turn this fight around. And look at that, Saberlight bumps Celery back up the cliff. How you doing, buddy? Come meet my friends. 9-12 now. Ninjas the Pajamas do actually win a nice fight. Partner, now that they no longer have that vision. Saberlight came in from the side, but Shad just seemingly had the nose in the right spot. Was constantly in front of Ninjas the Pajamas as they tried to make their way through the jungle and around. Now they've got the vision, though, to be able to charge and start this fight. Potentially nice Supernova on the high ground. That is it for Ninjas Pajamas. They say, nope, we're not taking part of this fight. And that actually makes it really good for them. One big team fight ability down, but can they actually win the follow-up? Now they got the Chemical Rage. Era goes in and throws back Toby. Toby's going to be silenced here. Saberlight in hot pursuit with the Rolling Thunder. Sure, they're going to be able to kill the Phoenix, but it's the Alchemist right in the middle of all of these heroes. Supreme needs the help. Soulbind onto 2. That's going to be able to slow down these heroes and help get Supreme back to this tier 2 area. They're playing an in-and-out game right now because they know the Chemical Rage is going to be wearing out soon. Here comes this Faceless Void, who still has his Chronosphere to be rocking here. Time Walk coming up. He's going to be able to catch up to this Alchemist. He can try and go for this one. Now the BKB's gone. He throws out the Chronosphere, but boom! He goes in the back line trying to disrupt all this damage. Goes for Lina, takes him out, and takes away some of the follow-up, but Charlie by himself was good enough to be able to bring down this Alchemist, and now they don't have the control anymore to be able to stop Charlie. Boom! Now out of mana as well, tosses Charlie over to finish off that kill. Double for Charlie. Once tier 1 tower, forces out the Time Walk, and Charlie is in a bit of trouble here. He doesn't have a Time Walk for one more second, tries to get close, but the impetus damage was still enough to get the kill. Just like that, a Roshan fight that looked a little bit free for Ninjas the Pajamas turns right back around. And maybe it's Viking GG who have the free opportunity here with a Roshan that's already down to 3/4 HP. A buyback immediately with Charlie, but he doesn't have the Chronosphere. So is Viking GG going to be that threatened by a Void with no Chrono. Seems like not. Shad is going to be going for it for now. They're throwing in a lot of damage into the pit right now, but the Chemical Rage is keeping Shad plenty healthy. A little bit farther up, we have Era. He's going to be able to blink in, tries to go for it, but Shad already activates BKB, who's going to pick up the Aegis. It's Shad. He stashes it away and punishes Ninjas in Pajamas for daring to be able to stop this inevitable Roshan for Viking. GG gets 2 kills, and looking for a third as Supreme pops his BKB to be able to run away. The supports don't have that same kind of luxury. They have that zip that keeps up with Supreme. Now the BKB's worn out. Boom. He's got one more zip in him, but a blink away from at that against the Storm Spirit plus Spirit
Breaker. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he can sit in the trees and push in the wave.
Misha quite.
Oh yeah, that's a
nice little stack. If they could come through, kill Celery, and kill some of these neutral creeps, get some items for themselves, it'd be a nice little bonus. Killing streak added.
Fire's the thing for you, then it's 2020. Oh, speaking of fire.
That fire is burning Era. And it's going to be enough. Get him killed.
I love it when people just go AFK after. He is a happy boy.
Toby catching up. Yule Scepter into the Meteor Hammer. Misha. Again, the sacrificial lamb that play well in a broadcast.
Ing?
Let's say they're lumberjacking to the offlane. You know, lumberjacking off. It doesn't really play that way, you know. Celery, once again, being the face that gets initiated on, but the rest of his team is actually here around. Saberlight couldn't quite get the kill onto Celery as a result. Oh, they do manage to get a Soulbind Chronosphere onto the 2 supports. They can actually kill Toby. Maybe this would be somewhat okay, but Shad is just going ham right now. The damage, they don't even kill Toby, so he gets off the Supernova with the Sunray. On top of that, Charlie activates BKB and Time Walks, but where are you going to go? You can't run, and you certainly won't be able to hide. Not from Boom, who can keep up with you every step of the way. A very ill-timed fight for Ninjas in Pajamas, who thought once again they were just getting a simple pick off an Enchantress. But this time around, it's a bit different.
I like that Viking are spamming the box too. That means that they completed the highest level of Aghanim's Labyrinth. That's the pronunciation according to Slacks.
All right, too many people are going to buy into the fact that you believe.
Where Void is going to start fighting you, like you're going to have BKB, you're going to get the heart soon after. It kind of feels like there's no items Void can farm to deal with it.
Saberlight bumping into both the Phoenix as well as the Spirit Breaker as they try to jump into this bait and get the control to Charlie and make sure that damage dealer is gone. With the carry out, Ninjas in Pajamas are surely just going to fall apart inside of their own base here. GG is quickly called by Misha after seeing that. No buyback for the Faceless Void.
I kind of feel like the game has been over ever since that dieback on Charlie.
Yeah, that was a rough one. They kind of all-in on a Roshan fight that didn't go so well.
They did. I don't think you're going to farm as fast as an Alchemist does, and I don't know if you're going to have the same effective HP that an Alch does. So
yeah, you're also not going to threaten a Faceless Void solo like an Alchemist does.
Yep.
But when you go for Fire Spirits, you do leave yourself a little bit already 10-1. Slowing down Kobe again. He is still not level 2 and having only 2 armor to his name. Aramis is going to use the level 1 charge to try and stun up and slow down Charlie's assault. But it does so. He still didn't go. I was like, surely there was like 3 melee creeps that died with him in range. He finally does get it now. He's level 2. So Icarus dive, they won't be able to pressure him or at least get kills as easily. Celery is going to go down here at the bottom. Shad will get a lot of damage, and bouncing Mystic Snake on a Saberlight might just get him the kill. Burrow Strike to the other side.
To play.
Like, nah, dog. Like, if I could just run in and die constantly,
yes,
that would be my dream. Misha, he's going to be in some trouble here. The charge coming out from Aramis should be enough to finish the job here. But if Charlie gets a bash or two, maybe Toby would die in return, but nope.
But it's hard to rotate into 5 heroes, 4 heroes. Support fight.
It's not going to be a support fight for long. First, Aramis shows up, and then Supreme is going to tip the tables a bit and try and finish off this kill on the Vengeful Spirit. Nice dodge of the Dissimulate, and Supreme's quickly going to get out of here because he's actually out of mana. Ruby's going to be tossed up in the air by Boom and finished off. Saberlight managed to get the Burrow Strike on through to Shad, but Supreme still lacking in the mana, couldn't really follow that up. And he may have stuck around a bit too long. Boom. To defend against these sort of situations.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Definitely. She just sits back and... Ooh, Saberlight right in the trees.
And an epicenter, but Aramis does manage to hit the charge before the epicenter completes. If he had done that a second earlier, then it could have been a super sick play. And instead, it's Ninja's Pajamas losing the ground here in this mid lane and being chased out by Viking GG.
With the move time of the Burrow, you actually aren't going to hit them. But
yeah,
it feels weird when basically the game is like, all right, this will work. It's like, well, no, it won't. Aren't you supposed to calculate that game?
Avalanche toss, that'll blow up Era and gives opportunity for Aramis to continue to push forward to the back line of heroes. He tries to go for Misha, but as Boom gets caught in the Chronosphere, Aramis is going to turn around and try and interrupt Charlie, putting the damage out, but it actually just lines him up for the two-man Burrow Strike from Saberlight, and now the supports are both in trouble. They're going to swap away Aramis so he gets a better charge, and Celery will actually TP out successfully. Oh, that
so
damage.
Close.
Barely killed him.
So that's kind of what happened there, is he casted it and then jumped in.
Yeah.
It still was going off. Got another Meteor Hammer on this Phoenix. I mean, it looked really good last game.
Saberlight, though, coming in with his fresh Blink Dagger to just one shot the Phoenix. So, yeah, anyway.
If he had a team there, that would have been a little rough. I don't think there was any vision. I think he was just walking.
Oh, got off the ultimate just barely. He was like completely depleted of mana after he casted it, so he had almost 200 exactly there, but gets it off, and that will stop Ninja's Pajamas' aggression, or maybe they're actually going to go back in here. The Phoenix and everybody's still on this high ground, and Supreme's kind of sitting around. Look at him, he's digging right in the middle of a fight as he chooses to finally go for Aramis and looks to finish him off. A charge attempted, but a bash in place from Charlie. It's still kind of okay, right?
Yeah.
As long as they hold this ground, Medusa will continue to be able to farm and feel strong.
Yeah, protect her triangle, protect her ancients. This hero became, you know, somewhat viable again. Number one. Oh, okay, Saberlight.
And this is why Ninja's Pajamas, they immediately went for the smoke and are looking for another opportunity to claim a life, but Viking GG, they're all centered around this mid lane. They have understood the pattern that Ninja's Pajamas has presented, which is they are all in on trying to get this mid tier 1 tower as early as possible. A toss forward, but they're off cooldown, man. Nice 2-mana Avalanche. He'll hit the Enchantress for a bit, but
value raindrop.
Raindrops are so good versus a Tiny, and seeing all those heroes, they see an opportunity to jump onto the mid lane, but Shad did manage to get off his ultimate, and Saberlight can't turn around to catch up because of the Stone Gaze, so he's just burned out. Oh, inside of the Sentry, Supreme, he actually gets bashed up there right as he was looking to dissimulate to the other side. He waits for the Spirit Breaker to attempt his ultimate, and it dissimulates up to the high ground. They have the vision of him, but they couldn't get the charge fast enough.
Walking to Roche, we don't have the damage for it. Looking for the Medusa in the triangle. She's not there, though.
And if she's not there, they can get this Bounty Rune.
They're trying to bait it.
They're going to bait it out, waiting for somebody
Aramis
to come along. Instead, okay, they do actually
That's
get
a good
Boom.
kill.
He walks up to try and get that Bounty Rune, is indeed baited. Caught, the courier goes down for the Medusa as well, and Supreme still looking for another here. Nice dissimulate dodge of the Magic Missile, catches Toby enough. The swap back though, gives Toby an opportunity, but they're going to Chronosphere to seal the deal. Make sure there's no Supernova. That Chronosphere caught Supreme as well. Got Supreme a little bit low. Saberlight is quite low as well. The Medusa could almost finish them all off if he just had the vision to be able to do so, but now they're just playing an in-and-out game. Guerrilla War for it. Inside of the trees, Saberlight hits him with a Burrow Strike, blinks away before any damage comes his way, and Charlie, with no disables out on the field, is pretty fearless in just tackling Shad where he can. He's got the time walk to be able to undo whatever limited damage the Medusa can put out, and they just wiped Viking GG behind their own tier 2.
Now, like, is she the one currently winning the game? I don't think so. I think that's Boom.
Yeah.
So killing him, then they choose to dive even further instead of just getting the mid tower. That's a tough decision to make.
Yeah, Boom seemingly, like, he represents both the damage and the control. Saberlight goes in and almost immediately dies, and they get the Supernova off. So that is game over for Ninja's Pajamas. They're going to get out of this team fight as best as possible. A buyback coming out from Saberlight is actually going to halt this aggression here. Charlie tries to go back in with the time walk and time dilation to be able to slow Viking GG down. Maybe they have caught somebody here. It's going to be Toby. He loses the Phoenix's life. Charlie's trying to get back out of here, though. They don't want to over literally commit themselves against this Tiny. They just want to play a back and forth game now with the telekinesis onto the Tiny. Can they commit to him? Oh no, a Burrow Strike miss, and Boom turns around and gets off the avalanche that gets the kill onto 2. Boom though still being wailed on by Charlie. Dissimulate does manage to finish him, and Charlie now with a lot of this damage gone. Well, he's got to get away as Boom actually bombed back and TP'd in to catch Supreme, a mega kill streak. So that buyback.
So much wave clear. You always have to be careful of the Tiny and the toss back.
He's got an Invis rune. Can he actually get it off? And do they have any detection? He's going to try and get away the Sunray heal. And they throw out the Chronosphere. That's going to be able to get the vision. But the swap back, the impetus, that's not going to be enough damage. Charlie, he now dove in too deep to try and pursue against, but he's so tanky, man. He survived through all that burst. The magic missile wasn't there. He time walks a bunch of the damage. And Saber Light here with the reprisal comes in with the epicenter. Burrow Strike but misses all that damage while Aramis charges right through them. Popping his W does allow him to shake off a lot of these disables. Saber Light trying to stun up Toby here, but the rest of his team is focused on Aramis. Now Supreme and Charlie both jump into the back line together to be able to take on Toby, deal with Celery. Shad, he's sitting there putting out damage, and it is enough to kill some of these supports. But the chorus, they're just so tanky. In fact, they still have the Heaven's Halberd as well, which may have actually saved Misha's life, who's looking a bit low. Supreme topped off there. He does manage to hit the Aether Remnant. Boom, he's going to be targeted, toss over, actually finishes Supreme. Boom, would have died otherwise, but he simultaneously got Charlie away from him while killing that Void Spirit with the Void.
I think that's a big reason that that fight went well for them. Charlie couldn't do what he was doing in the previous fights.
Is this chain stun combo going to be enough? It certainly will. They don't even need Aramis's ultimate.
That's exactly true, and I think League of Legends for Dota is a...
Jump forward to push back, but Charlie is so tanky with that Heaven's Halberd, and they overestimated their damage, it seems, as now they're going to get turned around on. Boom is losing his life, perhaps, as an impetus shots comes through, and Supreme chases after him with the Astral Step to make sure he goes down. Push back onto Misha there, keeping him in range of this Medusa's, laying out the damage. The MKB does do the trick, but it's Boom for Misha. That is not a good trade-off for Viking GG. Boom is back into it with a buyback, and they're going to try and make the most of it by taking Roshan. Ninjas the Pajamas, though, they still have plenty in the tank. They still have the Chronosphere, and they're only missing their 5 position Enchantress. Saber Light setting up with the epicenter. Can he actually catch somebody this time? It's just the Medusa. It's not that big of a deal, especially with the swap back coming in. Celery does manage to get off the magic missile, won't be able to get away from Supreme so easily. Boom, he pops himself out and kills Saber Light. Just as quickly as they go into the Pajamas, they hop back out again. Saber Light, he could buy back a complete for the Charlie Faceless Void. And
Straight in?
goodness, just straight up challenges the Medusa with the Heaven's Halberd. The swap back, though, is going to be able to keep the Medusa's distance.
Like learning Sanking's a good hero, for example.
Man, he is pumping through some of that mana shield pretty quickly here. Initiation from Boom was actually immediately stopped by Saberlight thanks to the high ground vision. As soon as he blinked in, he got stunned. Fortunately, there is the Medusa to be able to save the day with the Stone Gaze, and he actually did manage to catch the Void on the left-hand side there. They're not going to go for him, though. He's like, they've got the second life. Who cares about him? Let's do to Ninjas the Pajamas what they've been doing enough. Ignore the Faceless Void and go for everybody else. Once the support heroes are gone, then we can focus on killing that Void, especially now that his Aegis is gone.
Very nicely placed egg, and once again...
For Viking GG, if they're ever going to lose their nerve.
Look at that range! With the Venge plus the Dragon Lance.
They're going to try and slow down this Medusa here, see if they can poke her enough that she's forced to back away from all these barracks. The swap in! That wasn't on a Medusa. That was a swap back on Supreme, I think, which he immediately Astral Stepped back in. I think that was supposed to be a combo there. Shad, who activated his BKB, is very low on mana. Fortunately, Aramis makes the initiation on Saberlight and catches him. They just needed a front line for the Medusa to pump out the damage, especially with the Supernova. That forces Ninjas the Pajamas away. They do have the buybacks, though, trying to stop the TPs, but no! They didn't catch him in time. The Medusa gets out. The rest of the heroes, yeah, it'll be nice. Kill Toby, maybe you can catch Aramis here, but if they had caught the Medusa there, that would have been a massive win.
Some damage on a tier 2, but it's pretty hard against this Medusa. She's level 25 now. Split shot Scotty.
Looking at him, Charlie. Hit the Remnant here to chain stun a little bit, still with the BKB. It's up. He can pop it if he wants to. He's going to pop the Stone Gaze instead forcing the time walk backwards here. Saberlight trying to get away. Nether Strike is going to be able to push him into the damage from the Medusa. Now the Medusa's out of mana, but the swap back comes in again. Charlie on pursuit here, but time dilation. He can't really catch up because the BKB is slowing him down with the Scotty. He's being chased on too much. He time walks back behind the tier 2, barely living for now. Supreme sees Celery, looks at that and says, that's an easy cleanup, but we got to get out of here. I can kill that support, but the rest of us need to try and back away until Charlie is ready to go back in again, and that's his moment. He sees Aramis is out of position. Now they're going to be able to blink forward with the catch of the telekinesis on the Boom as well. Charlie, he has to deal with that combo damage every single time and time walk backwards just in case. Nice dive into the Yule Scepter that perfectly charges in with Aramis. And that'll chain stun nicely onto Era. He'll die just like that. Now, Viking GG, they're in a good position to control the Roche. Yeah.
He's way back. That was cool. I'm gonna go ruin some pubs with that.
Spots Misha. It should be a very dead Enchantress unless the Forest Staff's Nether Strike is going to keep in range of the Medusa once again. But the Heaven's Halberd is actually maybe the same to Grace. Boom! In some trouble. Has the Orchid on him, but because of the Stone Gaze, they have to back away. They could not commit any further, even though Boom looks so low. Still, though, they've blown everything. They've used Stone Gaze. They've used Supernova. This is go time for Ninjas the Pajamas if they can just fight through this damn Medusa, but she's pumping out so much damage. And a second Supernova coming out with the refresher from the... Manage to do this is going to be Miracle Hold from them. They need some perfect initiation from Saberlight, and he has struggled to be able to find that throughout this entire game. We start off with a Heaven's Halberd, just kind of poking, slowing this down as much as possible. Unfortunately, they use the glyph at the same time, so Medusa simply just backs away. Another Heaven's Halberd. But eventually, those are going to run their course. Saberlight, Burrow striking. He's got to be careful of that Lotus Orb, though. Look at that damage. That is, ooh, you got to be aware of that. Not just the Medusa, but the Tiny is now pumping out some serious physical damage thanks to his Aghanim Scepter. I'm checking some trees at Ninjas the Pajamas.
I can't believe Charlie had the wherewithal to deny that creep in like a 21k gold deficit at 50 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta
defending racks.
Man. Maybe it'll piss him off.
It's definitely a psychological thing at this point.
Yeah. Sandstorm is making it a little annoying as they're easily killing the creep wave, and then the Medusa's just kind of left alone. And they are kind of burning through some of her mana here. The Forest Staff isn't going to be able to get him away from the Nether Strike. Saberlight in some trouble here. They do manage to catch him with Boom. That'll finish him off. No buyback. One down. Ninjas the Pajamas. Are they going to wait for part 2? Oh, God.
At this point, I feel like he's not planning on holding Megas.
Smoke as they push forward. They know this is where Ninjas the Pajamas is really going to make their last stand. Jump forward from Charlie. Goes at the Chronosphere. Really only catches the Vengeful Spirit. That's all it hits there. Meanwhile, did you see the hell that Boom just rained down on the Nip heroes? He just killed them 2 heroes with this Aghanim Scepter. They're going to buy back on Saberlight, but Misha doesn't have one. They're going to wait for the Supernova. Fortunately, there's going to be still a glyph. Boom starts laying out that damage once again. Now, this time around, Supreme, he trying to get in there, but immediately he's targeted by Boom as he gets tossed up in the air. A second round of Supernova. Charlie bumped by the Nether Strike, controlled up long enough that even as he buys back, he's lost too many of his allies to be able to hold this. Shad gives Charlie the tip. He said, you played it in an interesting way, my friend, but in the end, you're not going to be walking away with a victory. Another toss back into Shad. Shad is just a mean, lean, arrow shooting machine who is bringing down each of the members one by one. Now it's just left with Charlie as they call the GG. And Viking GG walk away the victory in this series. It was a little bit of a rough start for them, but managed to pull through. Nice game 2, a little bit of a closer game 3, but their Medusa